Storytelling Ron, and I've been going through 3 of the online tools that DMs, GMs can use, and I'm very tired, but I'm going to go through them. Roll20 I've been using. I'm just going to compare these 3 tools and what I may be moving to. Not immediately. I'm still going to be playing my Rime the Frost Maiden and what's the other one I'm doing? Tomb of Annihilation through Roll20. But I think I'm going to move over to Foundry. But I'm going to show you the different things that I've been going through, what I like and don't like. It's not that Foundry is, I think it is better, but there's going to be a lot of annoying stuff in it. Anyway, so here, what I have on right now is Fantasy Grounds. And I know, this one's sort of, well, these are like, I guess, the most popular. But I find it very disappointing. One, it doesn't have sound. And I don't mean this to be a mean video or anything, criticizing it, but I'm just going to say what I am going through with this. Because I've been spending this sort of Thanksgiving holiday trying to just, delve into these and put some time into them. And Fantasy Ground is kind of frustrating because there's a lot of things in it, or there's a few things in it that I really like. Like, look at the mist I can add to the map, which I really like that. I really like that. And the other ones sort of they kind of have it and don't have it. They do have it, but it doesn't look as good. But I think Fantasy Grounds mist and their lighting is pretty cool. I do like that, but I cannot switch it from it sort of seems like it's really fixated on sticking with the top-down grid view, and that may be so. Thusly, if you like that and you don't need audio, or you have a different tool, then maybe Fantasy Ground is the best for you. It's visually it's pretty cool, or it's potential there I really like, but it's for me because I want to do this type of look, with the sort of a top-down view or a side view thing. And I hate this whatever. I don't know how to turn this stuff off. I've been trying. I mean, I probably should ask someone on Reddit, but I don't want to get there yet because I just feel like it should be really easy to find. This here is a tile, so it's not even a token. So I just wanted to, but it's pretty useless. I have to go into the tile layer, and there's this tile, so I mean, but I can't use it as a token, which, and then these are tokens, but I whatever. But what I hate is this thing, and then these are the real tokens, and of course they have this. I don't like this at all. I want to turn these off, and I can't turn them off. And I don't want a grid thing. I want it to look like almost like a cell animation, 2D kind of thing. This is just my style, and I can't seem to get rid of these things. And I don't like the interface either. It's very clunky to me. It looks, like it's a cool old thing, but it's really hard to open up things and find things and I'm using a 4K screen, so I don't know. Maybe the fonts are really small for instead of a 2K, HD screen or whatever. But this thing is really small and clunky, and though it's kind of got neat little things in it, it's just too small for me. I don't like this teeny little area. I don't know. Maybe I could stretch it out. Still, look at that. It's kind of small in there, and to find things. That's my maps folder. Okay, go back up. And then it's weird that I can't do thumbnails. I don't know. Maybe I can. I just couldn't figure it out. And I know that there's now images is one thing, then there's assets. I don't know. It's just it's I guess it takes time to learn it, and I don't like that it shows these bags. I would rather have like some sort of, I don't know. I just don't like this interface, and my brain can't handle it. Anyway, I'm just going to move on from Fantasy Grounds. If they put the audio back in, like if they got an audio thing going on, and then they maybe had a little more control over how I can see things visually, more options, because the options thing is really minimal. Look at this. It's just this, and I don't know, it feels very limited to me in a sense. I don't know. I'm sorry, I just couldn't get, and I want a particular way, so that could be the problem as well. I do like the lighting though. I like their lighting. I don't like this, whatever the heck this thing is, this shade. I don't know. I'm not digging this. Okay. Anyway, I mean, I bought the full thing. I bought that the full mega version of this thing, ultimate license or whatever. But anyway, so that's that one. Oh, didn't show this screen. Let me go to Roll20. Okay, and then So this is Roll20, right? And this is, now we're going to have a pretty much a one-to-one comparison for the map. Now this is my Goblin Fortress Kickstarter map, or whatever. This guy's in an arena, but so he's got, I'm sort of like giving him night vision, I guess. I should probably give him a torch or a light, which you can do here. Oh, he has a light. Okay, this is a light. He doesn't have the night vision on, which I could do actually. Let me see, 60. Let's go to dimming. Start at 1 feet because I really like. And then let me give his bright light, make it smaller because I didn't do this the right way. There. So this is kind of cool in the sense that you can kind of do a torch and then you can do night vision. So I love the gradation too. Now Roll20, and this is almost like I want to keep this. You know, like this is kind of what I want. And then, you know, you can go down here to the mysterious areas, which I like. And I love that I can grab just artwork. I could just grab, what am we got here? Curse Strad. I can just grab artwork and throw it in there and start using it as a token. Not a big, and I can shape it, size it so easy. This is really super handy. So Roll20 hands down wins for just if you're a DM who wants to quickly get something up and running and has some pretty neat light features, pretty strong light features in it. Let me move that. We're there in the dark, you know. And for me, this is the whole map, but a little clunky in the sense that I have to always go Control L to see what the player sees. But for me, like, you know, you got your, I always put this as armor. I don't know why it's a 50. I put this as armor class. And then this is hit points. And then this number, and then this number I always have is like their basic bonus attack. So for this guy, you know, he'd be like a zombie. 12. It's so easy just to have, I'm gonna give him 22, and then he's like a +3 probably. So it's so easy just to have a quick reference and a quick combat right here. Like that's it, done. Don't even need it. I don't need anything else. I don't need, you know, I don't need the under here, you know, where you can choose zombie or whatever. I don't need to have that. Let me just pick one real quick, or just pretend he's a bugbear. I don't think I have a zombie in this one. This is my own, you know. And then you can alt, and so you could open up a whole sheet on him if you wanted to, like if it was a zombie or whatever, and have all this info and use it and stuff, which is pretty handy. I think it's very simple, but I don't have to have it. I could just have this. It's very, you know, and I could just do it like that, and I can see the numbers, and I can on the screen calculate his damage. You know, oh, he took 12. Okay, boom. So that right there in Roll20 is a big winner. I really like that about Roll20, and the my library. It's clunky. It's not really, I would prefer it to be more like Windows, you know, like, so it's just a familiarity thing. This is a little frustrating. It's a little hard. It's a little, I don't know if I totally, I don't like it, but it's not, it's feasible, right? Feasible would be the word. It's feasible. So it's okay. Not great, not bad, feasible. All right, let's go to, let me move over to the tunnels. So now here's the tunnels in, whatchamacallit, Foundry. Man, sorry, I'm brain dead. Okay, so I was able to kind of get this look with the light. And this, in Foundry, which is a little frustrating, is you gotta install modules. And then those aren't necessarily compatible with the newest version. And I don't like that at all, because I remember doing that with a lot of games. I used to do that, you know, and then a year or two later, I'd come back to the game and I couldn't remember what all these modules are or what I did. You know, I kind of want the package to be sort of organized and complete. And Foundry is not at all. And there were some sort of modules that I found in the last few days that are pretty useful to me. Like this, I have an attacher thing. So it attaches the torch and the light. The torch is a tile right there. That's a tile, not a token, which is this setting here. And then the torch is a light. See? Then I had to get the module, which is these two new buttons down here. That's token attacher, and it'll no, yes, like a token, and then you can attach lights. It doesn't show what they are here, which kind of sucks, but this dude has those attachments. Then once you're done though, like say attaching something, you got to remember to close this, because what I did was I left it open. I didn't know, and then I started messing with other objects, and they immediately attached to that, and I was confused. And how did this happen? You know, it's a little man. Learning these things is really is hard and frustrating, because there's so many little things that you don't know, and it does, you know. And I don't want to read a bunch of manuals and stuff, and the videos kind of run through basics. Thankfully, I did go on Reddit and find some information on just some simple things that I didn't know you had to do, you know, like for some reason the token wasn't working, and you got to turn the vision on. Oh, okay, I didn't, you know, kind of just little things like that. And this is a little weird that with the token attacher, the torch just appears where it's supposed to go. I don't like this square highlight. Kind of wish it would not be there, but I turned off everything else, like this stuff, you know. There's options to have these on or off, and I turned them all off because I want it to be as visually interesting as like an animation, looking like, you know, an animated silly little animated thing as I can. And I'm not into, like, I used to be a CG animator. I totally don't want to do the CG stuff, like the new, you know, 3D tabletop looking, virtual tabletop looking things, the ones that are more 3D with 3D elements. I don't want to do those because it just feels like they're playing a computer game or something. I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me. I mean, you know, maybe the younger generation it does feel right, but for me it doesn't. I want immersion, but not too much immersion, you know. And I want it to feel like it is meant to be a representation of the world, but you still have some imagination. Whatever, you know. I just don't want to go that far. In I wanted to keep it sort of 2D like this when we're on a computer screen. I don't know. I'm just my style, and I like being able to draw my own stuff. So this is the Foundry, and it's clunky, man. This is definitely more clunky because you can't really lay down like in Roll20 how you can just throw a piece of artwork on there, and you can just give it, you know, the hit points, and I can make one more bar up here for armor class. I can't do a third like I have in Roll20, and and you have to make an actor in order to even put down a token, or, you know, any kind of useful thing. Like if I brought in a tile, let me bring in just let's say another goblin. If I brought in a bugbear here as a tile, oops, no, that's too big. Okay, and yeah, I can't even I can't keep its. I mean, unless I just don't know the shortcut, but I can't keep it. Kind of stretches it. I wish it would just keep it. Is that it? No, is this it? Oh, there, Alt. Okay, so Alt keeps the dimensions. Okay, thank you. I just learned something new. But I would love to be able to just turn this into a token. You know, just use it as a token. I want the hit points, you know, just like in Roll20. I just want that because it's so easy, it's quick, and that's all I really need. I don't need a whole NPC sheet all the time, you know. You know, I could use it for one, but I would just have to take notes on a piece of paper if they're going to fight it or something. Can you see it? Let me see if you can see it when it's out of range. I mean, you know, it's in the dark there. He does have their vision up to a certain degree, so I don't know. I mean, you know, I could use it as a token. I just wouldn't be able to. I would really like to be able to at least have the hit points on it, on this tile here. But I'd have to remember to switch a tile, do that, blah, 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 which is, you know, and that's layering of the tile. And, you know, the tile is meant for like rooftops or maybe a tree, you know, or whatever, effects, I suppose. You can use the tiles. So to make a token, I have to go into create actor, you know, name it bugbear, Bugbear 2, NPC sheet, the folder, Gobbies, yeah. Create new actor. Okay, so now I have this, and then okay, I have to put in hit points, I guess. And armor class. See, why can't I just type in the armor class, you know? It makes you do a settings. This is another thing that I don't like about this, is that you have to, at least I think, you have to, half of the things you can type in, and the other half you can't, and you have to figure it out. You just have to figure it out. I'm like, I don't want to figure it out. I just want to be able to type in, can I type it in here? Jeez. Natural armor? Okay. Okay, I can do that. Natural armor. 14. I know it's not natural armor, but I'm just going to do it. And this is, not that I don't need any of this. I'm just, he's super strong. Whatever. I don't really need this right now. I'm just looking. So, oh, artwork. So then I got to, okay, so let me find, okay, can I see the artwork? Okay, good. Can I do this guy? Select file. That's all I want. A CR. I think they're 1, or maybe not. Bugbears are CR1. Yeah, okay, so. Or I don't know. I don't actually know. Let me bring them out. Oh god. Okay, so another thing I don't like is the sizing thing. Look at that. So now I have to figure out the sizing and all, you know, and then prototypes. You got to make sure it's a prototype you're adjusting, not the one out here, and then I can't really see when I resize it. I can't really tell. I'm gonna guess 1.4. Okay. Update token. Okay, let me try that again. Okay, so it's a little bigger. Is it the right size? I mean, yeah, looks about right. This one I got to get rid of. And so this is just a tile. This is the token. Okay, but now what, you know, for this campaign, I'm gonna have to do 50 of these, and yeah, it's not really. I have like 4 variations on bugbears plus their mobs. I've got 4 or 5. I got like 10 variations on goblins plus their mobs. It's gonna be more than 50. I got a bunch of other creatures, like 4 different boars I want to use, like the different tokens. I know you can do tokens, you can do variety, but I don't know. You got to do an asterisk. You got to make sure they're all named correctly. It's like I just want to throw them up there, and I can assign the same. You know, like Roll20 is great. I can throw a bunch of boars in there, and then just assign them the boar NPC, the card, the actor. You know, the card or whatever. So the reverse. You know, this way you have to. I don't like this way. You have to build each NPC separately. In Roll20, I can throw in an NPC, a token, and then just attach it to the same NPC actor or card or whatever, and it's just so much more intuitive and easy. So that's frustrating. I know they, you know, maybe they'll have modules come out that'll be handy. Why do I have to research all that? You know, it's just like I'm gonna have to research, and then I mean, it just took me like 3 or 4 days to figure all this stuff out. So the interface in Foundry is terrible. I don't like it. I do like visually what the potential there. You know, let me show you the guy, you know, going around, and I do like this. It's great. If the characters come along and see this, you know, whoa, this is fun. You know, there's this one over here, and the door stuff is interesting. You know, so that's a little candle, or you know, I was trying to do like a fire. I probably could put, oh yeah, I could put a little fire image there, which here, let me just do it real quick, just for the fun of it. Yeah, where do I do here? Okay, so gotta go to effects, tokens, and then I have a little fire somewhere. Series 1. I'll do this one. It's kind of goofy, but I'll do this one. Oh yeah, that's the fire. Okay, so I don't know if I can have this glow. I'll probably make it really small. Can I make it glow? Let's see. So you're kind of yellowy. I can't really make it glow, but that's okay. Let's see what that looks like. Maybe, yeah, I could do a little animated one, like maybe find some kind of animated one there. I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty goofy. Bright light. If I did that like as a 2, and then did color intensity, what would that look like? It's a bit much, I guess. So I'm just trying to show you, I do like Foundry. I do like the potential there, but it just looks a little frustrating as far as building, creating the actors and the tokens to build it. And I've heard that, you know, this is really neat and visually, this is visually appealing to organize the stuff. But again, I don't want to have to go in here and do this weird actor thing where you gotta create an actor and then assign it a token. I want it to be like Roll20 where I can just throw an artwork, use it really simply, and then if I want to add, you know, connect it to an actor card or NPC actor card or whatever, I can do that. So that's my quick take on this. Building the wall. Okay, I'll keep talking. Building the walls was relatively easy. The door things are interesting. Let me show you real quick. So if you're, say, at this door, where are you going? Okay, I don't like this. I wish these icons were not here. I don't like that either. You know, because I want to visually be more impactful. Maybe they can't. I don't know if they can. The players can see that or not. I'm not totally sure. But what I did is I made that wall there, so that they can see the door, right? They can go through it, and these arrows are important because they're like one way, so they can go up to this door, no problem. As they get through this door, I'll open up the stairways. They can go down, and then this wall blocks them off from seeing that way, because the way I drew it was kind of weird, and so this actually helps me, and it's kind of neat. So that's kind of nifty. Watch. So they come up to here. If I do, this is kind of cool. Like if I do arrows that I'm acting like the player, and I can't go through the walls. And then, let me see. Oh, did I get stuck? No, we went through the door there. Whatever. So let me open it up. So then he can go through. Okay, but I made it so that he can actually see this door. So they can come up to this door. And they can't go through it, though. They can't go down any further. Okay? Until I open that. Then they open. See? Boom. Now they can't see out here because of that one-way wall. So it's kind of neat because if they go... Let me open this up. Here. So they can see the door, right? So they're going to try to open it or whatever. And then when they do open it, I'll go ahead and do that. And then, ta-da, they don't see back because it's closed. You know, or I mean, it could be open too, right? Depends on... So that's kind of neat. That was kind of my, you know, that was a kind of neat little fix there. Okay. So I do see, I like the potential here of all the lighting. I'd wish, see, but this guy can't really see that blue, the night thing, because of the way, the way you got to use the vision here. The dim lighting, I had to take it off because when it was on, it kind of overtook the cool lighting that was in here and made it actually kind of, here, I'll show you. It was not, I didn't really like the way it works. So let me give him vision and dim vision, which I don't. Here, I'll show you. 50. Update token. See, it kind of kills the mood. I think it should be dimmer, the dim lighting. It makes it way too bright, actually. And let me show you. Yeah, see, it kind of kills the here, let me show you in here. So let me turn it off. So I like that better, how it's a little dimmer. I do wish I could control the strength of that dim because So the dim vision is the night vision or whatever. It's way too bright. It just looks too bright. And we're missing, look at that. They don't get to see this, which is kind of a bummer. I think that they should be able to see this nice blue look to it. Anyway, this is my opinion. So I want to work with Foundry. I think I do want to get into it, but one thing I'm concerned about, I do plan on doing my own game system soon, and Foundry does not looks a little hard to, even with the generic, you have to load a system. You have to load a game system. You can't just, I know, I wish I could just use it bare minimum and just do text or whatever I want. Maybe I'm just not that familiar with it yet, but I saw they had you could load up. So you have to load, like this one, it has D&D 5e loaded into this whole area here. So the parameters are all D&D 5e. But if I reloaded my own system, I'd have to load in a system anyway. And they have a generic system, but it's still sort of, I don't know. It looks like, it just feels like it's going to be very constricting, Foundry, in that how you have to do things. And I don't want to write modules. I don't want to script. I don't want to do any of that. I just kind of I want things to be just more open. Like I can just do things simply. The tools are there, but they just seem very constricting in what you can and can't do. I don't know. I'm blabbing, but I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I do, nothing's perfect. Nothing, you can't get anything exactly the way you want. I might stick with the Roll20. I don't know. Roll20 is always kind of, it's a little big and it's just kind of bothered me a little bit. But it's definitely easy to use. Well, it's easy to use now that I figured it out. I still think Foundry's now that I'm figuring it out, I'm seeing it's going to be harder to use. This is what I'm seeing. In Fantasy Grounds, I'd love to use, but no sound, and it too looks like like Foundry. It has this interface that's. I hate Foundry's or Fantasy Grounds interface. The interface here is okay, but again, it seems like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do this way? Why can't I just throw in some stuff and use it? So that's my kind of, this is a terrible video. I'm just tired, but I wanted to do it anyway, just to kind of let you know where I'm at. And I've been watching a lot of Foundry and Fantasy Grounds videos out there and how-tos. It's not really a how-to, it's more of my flustered review of this experience. I think maybe after Thanksgiving, I'll probably look for someone to sort of interview and Q&A or about Foundry and what I can and can't do and how to do stuff. We'll see. But this is pretty rough. And yeah, okay, I'm brain dead. Sorry, I still just want to make this video. If you guys in any, I don't even know what you can comment on, because I'm just sort of doing this blasé thing about all of this. But I do kind of hope to use this for my whatever my next campaign, my Conquest of the Evermire. I plan on doing my own homebrew D&D 5e game, or my own role-playing game. We'll see. But anyway, just wanted to give you my take on Fantasy Grounds, Foundry, and Roll20.